We are SC. We are SC.
What's up, guys? My name is Gabe, and welcome back to the Trojan Blade. Welcome back to a brand new video. I don't know about you guys, but I am still on a high from that win on Sunday night. I caught a lot of flack for my 11-1 record prediction, but I just have a very good feeling about this team. The vibes are good, we're talented, and man, looks like we have a defense. For the longest time, we've heard, what if Lincoln Riley has an average defense? What could we accomplish? Well, we might have to open the conversation of what if Lincoln Riley has a good or maybe even great defense. After rewatching the game, I'm even more optimistic about that. Stunned how D'Anton Lane was able to get this defense into gear so fast. Love that game, love this team, very excited to get more into this one. But if you are enjoying the content, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for being here, and let's get into this game. Alright, so first off, as always, let's start with the Trojan offense. Man, how about Miller Moss? A lot of Trojan fans over the course of the offseason were doubting this man. They were doubting Lincoln Riley's decision making when it comes to quarterbacks. That's just crazy to me. You hear Tim over at the Trojan Conquest channel say it all the time. I want whatever quarterback Lincoln Riley wants. And that has proven to be correct once again. Miller was dealing in this game. Movement in the pocket was great. Accuracy was on point. Everything you wanted to see from him to reaffirm that he was the guy for this job. He showed you that and then some. He's a big-time quarterback that is going to have a chance, and a good one at that, at being at that ceremony in New York at the end of the year. He has complete control of this system, and as we face some more tame pass rushes, I do expect this offense to explode. Now next up, man, I want to talk about Woody Marks. This is Travis Dye 2.0. What a weapon it is to have a pass blocker like this. He's taking on monsters, coming at him at full speed, one-on-one in the hole, and he's holding his own. He absolutely deserved to score that winning touchdown, and as much as I love Marshawn Lloyd, and God, you guys know I love him, this is a different stratosphere in terms of pass blocking. 79.5 pass blocking grade on the game for him per PFF. That is outstanding. That led the team. Great performance from him, and he is going to be a very valuable weapon for us going forward. Speaking of blocking, let's talk about Lake McCree. My God, are we sure this guy blew his knee out a few months ago? What a performance from Lake. Great hands, he looked more dynamic and run after catch than he has in previous years. And man, was he plastering LSU defenders. And it wasn't just the one clip that was blowing up on social on Sunday night. He was consistently and routinely putting Tigers on their ass during the course of that game. I was thrilled with his performance. I had some doubts of how he would bounce back from that big-time knee injury, but good God, he looked like one of the best tight ends in the country on Sunday night. Did not see that coming, but very, very excited for him. Miller clearly has trust in him. Miller likes to throw the ball to the tight ends a lot more than Caleb Williams did. So I think that is going to bode well for us going forward. Now, talking about the offensive line, they gave up a few pressures. The run game wasn't great, but I was so impressed with their ability to battle. Elijah and Emmanuel on the left side did a great job on combo blocks in the run game. On both touchdown runs, they were dominant. Alani Noah was a little rough in the run game, surprisingly, but I was encouraged by both his and Mason Murphy's pass protection. And you guys know, coming out of camp, the coaching staff was very high on Mason Murphy, saying that he took that step, saying that mentally he's more advanced than he has been. And I had my doubts about that. It was a rough end to the year for Mason Murphy last year. I thought the odds of Mason Murphy being our starting right tackle in this game were absolutely zero, but if this game is a precursor for how he's going to play throughout the entire year, then I see what the coaching staff was talking about. He looked like he had grown up. He looked like mentally he was understanding things a lot better. Very encouraged by what I saw from him. And again, if he can continue this level of play, we're going to be in a very good spot along the offensive line. Again, pass protection across the entire line wasn't great, but LSU has some freaks rushing the passer. So this was a true baptism by fire that will serve this team well going down the stretch. But offensively overall, there were some rough moments in there, but we didn't blink. We kept to our game plan, and after rewatching that 2-minute drill, I just have to say that is the most cool, calm, and collected I have seen a coach-quarterback duo at the collegiate level in that situation. That's very much like Reed and Mahomes or Belichick and Brady. So on top of it, so calm, and it paid off as we went right down the field and won the game with pretty much 8 seconds left on the clock. Phenomenal job by those guys. Also very happy with the play of the wideouts as well. We know what to expect there though. This room is filled with studs top to bottom. But I want to talk about Deuce Robinson for a second. His get off on the line is insane. The LSU defensive backs could not hang with him on Sunday night. Insane athlete that I would expect to get some more run as these games come along. Watching Michigan against Fresno State, I don't know if they have a guy that's going to match up on Deuce very well. He's going to give teams fits. Very excited to see how he progresses this year. And man, Kyron Hudson. What a performance. A guy that's made his living up to this point being that reliable third down guy. He turned into circus catch guy in this one. Love seeing the clear trust that exists between he and Miller. Now, a guy that we know Miller has great chemistry with, Mekhi Lemon, it was a frustrating night for him. You saw he was visibly frustrated when he left the field in the second half. Not worried about that, he'll get it going as we march along here. For him, it was just one of those games where a few times when Miller was throwing his way, the ball got batted down, or Miller got hit as he released the ball. Days like that'll happen. He'll definitely get his probably this week against Utah State. But overall for the offense, a great start, love their fight, love the 2-minute drill, a lot of work to do, but very excited to see our progress. Now, the Trojan defense is of course the story of this game. Now, thinking back to what we saw last year, and I don't need to rehash it, you all watched it, you know what that defense was, but compare that to what we saw on Sunday night. How about that open field tackling? Eric Gentry, Kamari Ramsey, Jalen Smith. We haven't seen a Trojan defense tackle like that since maybe 2017. I mean, it was very impressive and very encouraging to see, to say the least. Now on Trojans Live, Lincoln said that they haven't increased the amount of live hitting they do in practice. He actually said if anything, they've been doing less. So whether it's better positioning or better angles, I don't know, but whatever we're doing is clearly working. When you watch all these national shows, the tackling is the biggest thing that's been standing out to them. When you see Trojan defenders under Lincoln Riley making tackles in space routinely, especially against a big-time program and offense like LSU, it's going to stand out, and again, it's going to help you get that win. But I do want to hone in here on a few players that blew me away on my rewatch. Anthony Lucas looked like a plus run defender in this game. I was thrilled with the way he was getting off the ball and getting into the backfield and into the ball carrier's chest. He looked powerful, he looked explosive, and he looked like a guy that's going to take that next step. And like I've been saying over the course of the offseason, if Lucas is a big-time contributor for us, the upside of this defense shoots up drastically. Next up, Eric Gentry. Was there a more impactful player on the field for us than Eric? He didn't play nearly as many snaps as the other backers, but he was all over the field, getting those long arms up, causing incompletions. We've already talked about the tackling. Having a guy like this off the bench that isn't a part of your base defense is truly a luxury for Dan Lin. When LSU started to run the ball, you saw a switch to that 3-linebacker set with Easton Mascarenas Arnold, Mason Cobb, and Eric Gentry. I thought they did a great job against the run when they came in. But yeah, huge performance from Eric. Now, I talked about Kamari Ramsey on my initial instant reaction, but as good as I thought he was on first watch, he was even better on the rewatch. This is a tone-setting, violent, smart, athletic, and truly incredible safety for this team. He lined up all over the field for us. He had 24 snaps at deep safety, 18 at slot corner, 17 in the box, and 4 as a stand-up pass rusher. I mean, goodness, what a player, what a performance. Keep him in bubble wrap against Utah State, please. We really need him in Ann Arbor. Now, Braylon Shelby showed us that elite game-wrecking potential we all know he has. The dude's 6'6", 265, and he runs like a 215-pound linebacker. You saw him wrecking plays in the run game and getting pressure on Nussmeier as well. As the year goes on and he gets more and more healthy, watch him blossom into a star. He was going up against some monsters on that LSU line, some Sunday starters. 2 of the most highly touted tackles in the country, and man, Shelby flashed. That's so damn encouraging. If our 2 ends are Shelby and Lucas and they're playing up to their potential, people need to watch out. No one in the country has a 2-end duo with that amount of upside. Nobody. Absolutely thrilled with the defense. The defense is for real. And man, Danton Lynn is going to be an NFL DC or maybe even a head coach here in a few years. From Clay Helton to Lincoln Riley and Alex Grinch to Dan Lynn have to be 2 of the biggest jumps in terms of quality of coach in CFB history. Now, I also gotta talk special teams here for a minute. Big shout out to Michael Lance for coming back after that missed kick and drilling that one in the second half. And also, Eddie Chaplichky was booming kicks. 3 punts for an average of 55 yards, with 57 being his longest. I mean, goddamn, that's the first team All Pac-12 version of Eddie we saw at ASU. Incredible game for him. And of course, also shout out to Zachariah Branch looking absolutely dynamic in the kicking game. That was a big time play by the LSU kicker to bring him down because he was going to score on that return. So close to housing that one, but again, great play by that LSU kicker. Okay, now just a few things to work on going forward. We won the game, and while that's fantastic, it was far from perfect. Bear Alexander was a little underwhelming in this one. Even in one-on-one situations, he wasn't getting much of a push. Now, he wasn't bad by any means, but I am viewing him through the prism of an elite interior defensive lineman, a guy that effectively held out during the offseason to get more money. We're going to need to see more from him going forward. You've heard the coaching staff not be too happy with him in recent pressers. He didn't start that game. He has to be better on both game day and during the week, clearly. So hopefully that starts this week against Utah State. Now, the pass rush overall wasn't great in this one when we weren't blitzing, but this is also the best O-line we'll see all year, so not too concerned there. We have the guys to do it. Jamil Muhammad kind of got stymied in this game. Solomon Tulipupu pretty much did nothing in this game as well. Gonna need to see more from those guys going forward. Flipping over to the offense, you would like us to see have more success running the ball. But again, we need to see more games before we say that this isn't a good running team. Now, we were good in certain situations like down in the red zone, and we did run the ball directly into those crazy Blake Baker blitzes a few times, so against a more conservative-minded DC, I'm curious how we'll look carrying the rock. But yeah, overall, fantastic game, fantastic performance, a ton to build on. Really think this could be a springboard for us going forward. And yeah, it was fun taking one last look at this LSU game. Obviously, tomorrow we're going to turn the page to Utah State. That preview is going to be out Thursday morning, so please keep a lookout for that here on the channel. If you guys did happen to enjoy this recap, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for all the support. You're all awesome, and as always, take care and fight on.